Welcome to Breathe for Communication, a conscious conversation with self-meditation.
In Breathe for Communication, we find strength in vulnerability and trust that being authentic always leads to the best results. So please join us in this beautiful meditation that aims to help us all do just that. So in this meditation, we are going to engage in a really powerful process using nonviolent communication to have a courageous conversation with ourself. The intention is to acknowledge some of the limiting beliefs or a limiting belief that the little voice inside of our head continues to repeat over and over again. Name the emotions that it makes us feel. Consider what our needs are and how we might ask ourselves, or that little voice inside of our head, to shift our belief to something that's more empowering. So for example, I might say, Ilana, when you said to me that I'm not good enough, I felt disempowered, upset, and small because of my need for inclusivity, love, and acceptance. So would you be willing to be on my team and tell me that I am good enough? In fact, that I'm brilliant. So now we are going to invite you to have that kind of powerful conversation with yourself so you can shift that limiting belief into something that inspires you.
So let's begin by getting in a comfortable seat. Perhaps you'd like your hips elevated over your knees, lengthening your spine. Let's bring our shoulders up and back and down, relaxing our jaw. And I invite you to either lower your gaze or close your eyes, palms on your lap. And we'll begin by just observing our breath, not altering the flow. And with each inhale and exhale, I'd like you to think about a limiting belief that you have. What stories do you tell yourself? Ilana used the example that she's not good enough. Maybe the story is to yourself, I'm not worthy. Think about that limiting belief. Think about that statement that little voice inside your head tells you over and over and over again. Just observe that belief.
And with this limiting belief in mind, consider how that makes you feel. Drawing on 3 words to describe how that makes you feel. So for example, if you're not worthy enough, you could say, little voice inside my head, when you tell me that I'm not worthy enough, I feel sad, confused, upset, whatever those words are. So just naming those emotions and feeling into them.
And as you identify those emotions and how that limiting belief makes you feel, I invite you to identify what the need or the desire is that drives you to tell yourself that story. Perhaps it's your need for validation, a need for feeling worthy. Perhaps that need or desire is a need to be loved. And just observe and accept what that need is that drives that limiting belief.
And when you're clear on what your needs truly are, that perhaps weren't fulfilled by that little voice saying to you that limiting belief over and over again, I now invite you to consider a request that you could make to that little voice inside your head. What do you need to ask from that voice to perhaps help shift your reality, shift your beliefs about yourself? So if you felt unworthy, or your voice was telling you that you're unworthy, maybe you ask them to be on your team and only tell you words of affirmation. Or maybe you ask that voice inside your head to acknowledge that you're doing your best. Whatever it is that you need, this is your opportunity to create that shift inside you, and ask yourself for it. That little voice inside your head is not you. So this is your opportunity to invite that voice to serve you, to support you, to strengthen you. So we'll take the next few moments in silence, and you can practice one more time having that courageous conversation with yourself. When you said blank, I felt blank because of my need for blank. So would you be willing to blank? Fill those spaces in. And when you've completed your courageous conversation with yourself, you can bring your hands to your heart. And we'll seal this practice from a more empowered place with 3 collective breaths of communication. Take a big breath in and out. Again, inhale, embodying that new belief, and release. Breathe in, out with an audible sigh. And now if your eyes are closed, you can come back to the space and open them. And we hope that this meditation leaves you in a really empowered place, and that it shifts something truly for you inside your heart, and that you can continue to reshape that disempowering belief into one that serves you.
The love,
The light,
the teacher,
and the student in us honors the love,
the light,
the teacher,
and the student in you.
and every one of you.
Namaste.